Hello, lovelies. Welcome to the last day of the Delhi Renaissance Festival, Impalong. We are just shy of, we're 42 minutes out from the closing ceremony. So we've got a lot of impers squirreling away at those last bits, trying to get some 90 QL imps in there as well. As you can hear, my voice has taken a little bit of a beating from a whole sort of 4 days of streaming, but hopefully it will hold out for this shorter final stream. So let me turn my loading screen off for you. So here we are. The closing ceremony, for anybody who is still around in local and is going to come and join us, is going to be in the hotel over here. So when it's time, we're just going to assemble in there for the prize giving. But first of all, the Easter event dropped this morning, and I've seen lots and lots of questions being pelted into CA help about it. I've had some questions too. So I think it's going to take us a little bit of time to just figure out exactly how all of the things work. But what I do know is that we craft ourselves a little Easter nest, which requires thatching. So if you don't have a legat, you might want to smile sweetly at somebody who does, or knock yourself one up super quick. You're going to need branches, which can be foraged up. You're going to need a bit of thatch, and you're going to need some mixed grass. And then you're going to need a carrot to put in it to prime the trap. And by trap, I do, of course, mean gift for the Easter Bunny. Taro has an affinity in thatching. Have you got a legat on you, Taro? You're only hearing me whisper, Zallo. My goodness. I'm not that quiet, am I? Well, tell me if I am, and I can always turn myself up. Right, so first things first, I'm going to need to scrounge myself up a branch and some grass. Now, grass is super easy to do because you can get that from any tile, including tiles which have like trees and bushes on. Now, I'm pretty sure you didn't used to be able to do that. So having spent a while before running around looking for tiles that didn't already have things on, I then belatedly remembered that I don't need to. Yeah, your music was just loud, was it, Zallo? But I was a little bit distracted when we were booting up. So hello to everybody in chat. Hello Mumix, hello Ruffle, hello Bun, hello Madoon, hello Zallo, and hello anybody else who is lurking. I'm just, you'll need a sickle to get yourself some mixed grass. So I'm just gathering up a little bit of that first, because I think it's going to take a handful of it, a few handfuls of it. Then I'm going to need to go finding some nodes to forage on for branches. And I think you get those undergrowth, rotting wood, and briar patches. So that's what we're going to do. Wurm music is always too loud for you, Madoon. Do you know what? I've stopped playing with Wurm music on, and I really love Wurm music. But obviously it's no good when you're streaming and the risk that I forget to turn it off or... so I haven't had my music on for a while now, which makes me a little bit sad. It also, when you're running multiple clients, you have to remember to turn the sound off on the rest of them, because again, otherwise you get music overlapping music. But I am very fond of the Wurm music, so I have been kind of missing it. Now, of course, because this event has been live for a few hours already, it's entirely possible that all the forageable nodes anywhere in range of this deed have already been nabbed. And what I should have done, were I clever, and perhaps I will still do, is go and get my goddamn horse. Because well done me. Let's go grab my horse and then we'll go on horseback. Somebody's unicorn just there. Probably wild. But we've had a fun morning at the Impalong. We had some more nuggets spawned in the arena, and also some fully grown, full-sized ones. And a last gentle wave of mob spawns from the lovely Pomona, who has been spawning things for us all weekend. Happy Easter, Moomin, and happy Easter to the rest of you as well. I'm going to go back. I'm going to grab my horse. I have a ship loaded up with hens and roosters, which has already made its way back to release. And I've got a bear in the one ship that remains here. The one of my ships that remains here. We've still got the pug boat, which Kelva and I will probably sail home a little bit later. but I'll get my faux priest sailing home the last ship, which has my hot cross buns bear in it. But I think there are still some hens running around, by the way. We've got Agatha Christie's here, and if you see any roosters around, trying to remember what the roosters were called, but if you are somebody who collects animals, hello Shinzo. There are still a few of them running around, because when they were spawned in the arena with animals to follow, Ruffle and I think, and possibly some other people as well, went running in to try and pull out all of the passives, so that anybody who wanted them could have them and they wouldn't accidentally die in the arena. If you've been excited by the chicken nuggets getting spawned over the weekend as well, and we've also got some Easter chicks in there, very sorry to tell you that they will lose their names when they grow up. So as adorable as they are, there you go, there's one. As adorable as they are, they won't keep their names when they grow up, and the same is true of any young creature which changes name when it transitions into adult form. So you find the same with lambs as well, and foals. But that's why there are some adult ones running around as well. They will keep their names, but for anybody taking chickens or roosters home, you just want to be very aware that, unlike most other creatures, they will drop at aged. So they die younger than almost any other creature. So if you pick up one that is aged, you want to care for it as soon as possible. Now this is one of my valid things to forage at. So we said undergrowth, rotting wood, and briar patches, right? So I'm looking for branches. Oh, and there we go. I've got a branch. That'll do me. Lucky me. I was testing this out on an alt earlier today, and she had to go through like 4 or 5 foraging patches before she managed to get a branch. And I used to keep a whole load of branches just stashed away in cupboards to combine and cut into shafts, but evidently I don't anymore. I think I must have cleared out my cupboards. So what else do we need? We need thatch, which we can make from our mixed grass. Don't know how much mixed grass it takes to make it, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more. Then I'm going to head back on deed. So we are still... Hang on. Oh, that's because that's not my sickle. I think we're still kind of trying to figure out the ins and outs of what you have to do to make your nest be a valid target for the Easter Bunny. It might be that whether it's placed anywhere on deed, off deed, dropped, secured, all of those things are valid, and it's just that there's a bit of RNG involved in how long it takes for the bunny to come and exchange the carrot for an egg. I gather that some people have been getting them within minutes, and for some people they've been waiting hours till they got theirs. So there does seem to be quite a big range of time that it can take for your bunny to come and get your egg, which I know will be a little bit frustrating to some people who've got limited time over the Easter holidays to do it. But hopefully everybody will get at least one. They will drop eggs, I think, in exchange for carrots, but also there are some super special eggs which they might be dropping this year, which look like dragon eggs, although I imagine they are no longer going to be spawning as dragons. But if you're a Game of Thrones fan, they look right up there. But I haven't actually yet seen one in the flesh. I've only seen pictures. So while I don't imagine we're going to get one from the one that I'm about to make, it is worth, once your nest has been emptied of its first carrot, it is worth you then keep putting more carrots in it until the Easter event is over, because the bunny will take more. Who's been dropping bunny bait just loose around the deed? Now, I suppose what would have been clever is for me to make sure that I had access to any carrots. Let me go and see if there's any in Myra's FSB. Have we got carrots in here? Oh no, carrots! Oh, don't make me forage carrots. Wonder if there's FSBs down in the dairy. I don't think I can. Right, I've got the bunny bait carrot. I don't know whose it was, but I'm having it. Your neighbour claims you just have to relog to get it giving things. That's interesting, Moomin, because I've relogged the tune that I was trying on first thing this morning, and a relog didn't do it immediately. But what a relog did do was changed. She was on low graphic settings, and I don't know if that makes a difference, but you can see the carrot in the nest when you first put it in there, but when she relogged, it was no longer showing as in the nest, but it was still actually in there when she opened it. And dropping a carrot back in it again gave it the full nest, like gave it the carrot in the nest graphic again. but a relog was not sufficient. Well, I've got one here, Ruffle, but if by any chance we manage to actually get an egg in it before the stream finishes, I will happily take another to see how it goes. I've also heard from CA Help that they thought that only the person who crafted the nest could drop it. That hasn't proven true for me, because I had 2 alts together. One of them made it and dropped it, and the other one was able to pick it up. Now, they were members of the same village, but if there is something there tying the nest to the person who made it, it may not be apparent and may scupper some people if they make, say, for example, make a bunch of nests on their main, give it to an alt, and then I do not want your moss, Moomix. Give it to an alt, and then the alt drops it. I don't know if that makes it not valid because they didn't make it. I don't know. I think there's still a lot of things to be figured out. But just to avoid any issues, I'm going to make this one on Crim, and probably rename it so that I know that this one is Crim's. Stop it! You're a pest, Moomix. I'm going to make this one on Crim, rename it on Crim. That's all right, Ruffle. I might actually have some in my boats because I've got taming crates in all of them. So there we go. We've got an unfinished one. Interestingly, because this takes several items to make and not just 2, presumably that means there is a possibility of making yourself a rare bunny nest. If, for example, you happen to be sitting on any rare branches, full size, or rare mixed grass, or rare thatch. So I don't have any of those in storage, but if anybody does, this is a... Hang on, let's have a look. How many parts has it got left? 3, 4, 5. So this is a 7-part item. That's theoretically a 1 in 7 chance to make yourself a rare nest, assuming they can be read, but usually these things can. So we need another branch. I'm glad I got 2. Want to sell rare branch. There you go. Some people have already clocked on this one. I have a Supreme branch sitting on my LMC back home, but it is not full-sized, alas. So let's pop some mixed grass on there. And as I said, I am going to rename this because I have a few tunes that are premium at the moment, and just in case it turns out that there is some coding in there that ties it to the person who made it, at least then I'll be able to identify who made which nest. I don't imagine, like, given that other people can pick them up and put them back down, I hope that it isn't coded that way. That would be very frustrating for a lot of people. How or why on earth do you have a rare thatch? Because when making thatch, sometimes you'll get a rare roll, presumably. Especially if you're somebody who uses thatched roofs, which I do not. My thatching is not good at all. What are we thatching with? What even is it? Does it come under nature? Does it come under its own thing? This is how rarely I use thatching. Is it its own? Oh, it is. 14.81 is my thatching skill. But I do have... I realised, I don't know, a week and a half ago, that there was a gap in my tools that I carry, because I do carry pretty much one of every tool. But what I did not carry for the longest time, because I can't be bothered with thatch, was a legat. And then I found a rare legat on somebody's merchant somewhere, and I was like, ooh, I don't have one of those. So I just happened to pick it up, and lucky me, this is the first time in several years of Wurm that I have needed one. So I do carry one now. And it has been imped up and enchanted by some lovely people at this Impalong for me. So we'll knock up some thatch. I only actually need 1, but I might as well make a few, because a couple of my alts are also going to need some. And I might make 1 on Ash. Myra's starting to announce... Myra's announced that because of the excellent participation in the games this year, we're actually going to give out prizes to more top 13 people for the tie, because there's a tie for the last spot, because we've got a lot of people competing. So there you go, top 13 people are going to get prizes when we have the prize ceremony in just shy of 30 minutes, which, as I said, is over in the hotel, which is just this building here, just opposite the Imping building. So we will be over there, and I will have Bun and possibly also Myra, depending on how Myra's feeling, on stream for that bit. So stick one of the thatches in that. What's Pomona been sitting in? Hopefully the hotel. So yeah, we've just been totting up the last of the points. I've just run a last minute kind of end of the event trivia to throw some extra points into the mix, and Bun and Myra have been dutifully. So let's pick that up. One of the things I was concerned about before I made my first one, which is why I tested it on an alt, was whether you could pick these up and put them down once made, because I didn't want to make it in a place I couldn't then take it home. But yes, Bun and Myra have been dutifully counting up a load of points, as has Blaze, to try and get all of those last minute, last day hand-ins for the like the guessing booths and the swords and the signs, and all of those ones which were doing your own time point scorers. So they've been working very diligently in the background to try and make sure that those will get calculated properly. We had a fishing contest this morning, which I logged in for just the end of. Right, so we're going to call that Crim. I don't think it matters what kind of a tile you place it on, and my understanding from CA Help is that you can place it on deed. So I'm just going to drop it here, and we're going to see, and I'm going to secure it. I think you don't have to secure it, which will be good news for people who've got temporary alts for other things. There you go. It has only got one carrot slot as well, so you can't load it with multiple carrots. Hello, Tantail. You can't load it with multiple carrots, but as I say, once the carrot is swapped out for something else by the Easter Bunny, then you can keep putting more carrots in it. So that's my nest. We're going to just check in on that a couple of times across the course of the event. The first one that I made on my alt, I then sat there patiently watching the nest, being like, are we going to get a nice little Easter Bunny hopping up animation like we did with Santa and the reindeer? But moo mix. Okay, that'll accept. Thank you. There we go. If my first carrot goes before the end of the stream, I've got another carrot to put in it. Well, it's not quite like the Easter one, Tantail. So with the Easter one, the process of actually rapturing the reindeer, as we started calling it, was quite quick, because all you had to do was find the reindeer and then you could send them immediately and Santa would come. With these, there seems to be a much bigger window of RNG involved. So it could be minutes or it could be hours before the bunny comes and picks it up.
My brain hopped again. What was I saying?
So I think we'll wait and see. Like, I don't... so the Easter event is running for what, 10 days? We got 10 days? Where is it? There we go. Yeah. So it's a 10-day event, and some people may or may not have as much chance as they would like to be reloading their bunny nest during that time. I think it's a shame if the window is really quite that wide, where for some people it may be hours and hours and for some people it may be minutes, because that's going to mean for a premium event there is a much bigger variance in how accessible it is for people to get multiple gifts out of this. But, you know, we'll see. And maybe when I get home, what I will do is I will line up a bunch of them on different tunes of mine and see if the bunny will come and visit them all at once. I think there's lots of science to be done here. We shall see. So I'm going to leave that there, and hopefully that's just going to be safe there for a little while we go and do other things. Out of interest, Nordleys, because you are staff, can you pick that up if you try? Because I know that my tunes, I hadn't secured the ones that I dropped in my village. Okay, cool. So presumably because it's secured, you can't. But I tell you what, if I just take it, let's just test that one as well. If I drop it and don't secure it, presumably you can pick it up as normal. Nordleys and I are not in a village together. And I don't think I've got Nordleys on my friends list. So I'm just sort of testing the parameters. Okay, so Nordleys also can't pick that one up unsecured. But my village mates, who are not friends with one another, but were in a shared village together, they could both pick up one another's nests. So a little bit of stuff to work out there about exactly how that works. Have you just placed one on top? You placing... Wait, is that letting you place extra carrots? I thought it only let you place one. That's interesting. Because it won't let me place another. So how does it let you? Oh, I see. So thought, oh, look at that. Okay, so even though there's only one slot in there, you can actually add multiple carrots to it by placing, and I don't know if that's as intended or not. So you can't drop them into it like a container, but if you use the place action and place it on top, it does then seem to add it to the container. Interesting. Which then begs the question, because I was like, when I was reading the post, the post up in the forums, and they said, like, you know, I think it says something like, if you drop more carrots. In fact, I tell you what, I will pop the post in for anybody who hasn't seen it. So let me just pop that in the chat. So it said something about multiple eggs, and I was like, multiple carrots, and I was like, is that multiple carrots at once or not? And then when you could only place one in it, I was like, okay, so it must just mean keep doing it. So, forgive me, I'm just rereading the post. So it just says to keep the carrots coming because your well-fed bunny is a generous bunny. It doesn't suggest that you need to put multiple carrots in at once to get your extra special one. So I imagine that being able to place ones in it, as in place things on it, but not in it. I can see you lot. I imagine that is probably not working as intended. I think the intention is that you only have to put one carrot in it at a time. But maybe we will get an answer on that. I don't know. Who brought Agatha Christie over? And I've got a little Easter egg in there as well. Look at that. Fake one.
Hello.
But that's interesting because, yeah, at the moment, all of these are therefore... No, Madoon, not falling for it. As I say, I don't know if this works as intended, but it looks like placing items on it at the moment will let you put multiple things in. But if you open it up like a container, there is just one carrot slot, and it won't let you put more than that in. I'm kind of tempted to leave at least two in it to see if and when the bunny comes and replaces my egg, whether it takes both or whether it just takes one. I'm hoping that I don't accidentally break my my nest in the process. But, you know, I'm all for science, so we shall see. Try placing my nettles in it. I imagine I can. Like, if we've been able to place other things. See, now that's interesting. Is that because it's placed it on the ground rather than the nest? See, the nettles doesn't actually go into the window here. That is just sitting on top. Let me try placing some other things. Let's have a look. Can we put, for example, a sprout on it? Make sure I'm definitely trying to put it on the nest and not on the grass beside it. So you can use it like a placeable surface, but it isn't adding those into the mix. Shaker orb. Oh, we love a bit of science. But have we got any other valid... I haven't got any other valid vegetables on me. I'd be tempted to test some other vegetables and seeds and things out, although I have to say, I think if the nettles don't work, then probably other things won't either. Because it did say a carrot slot, didn't it? But also, apparently, the little forageable eggs are a valid item to go in this container, because when one of those was placed in there, it was also showing in the Easter nest window over here. So it looks like maybe the only valid items are carrots and eggs of any variety. It's also interesting, though, that, for example, Nordleys can't pick up my nest, whether it's secured or not, but other people can put things in my nest via this method. Wonder if it's got a maximum capacity. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I see we've got a little chick here as well now, a little nuggets. So there we go. That's what this year's Easter nest looks like. You can craft multiple ones of them, but only the last one that you placed, I understand, is valid. So that's the only one that the Easter Bunny... That's the only one that the Easter Bunny will visit. But it means that if you like these things for decoration, it's possible that the other crafted ones may stick around after the event. My understanding is that they are also... I should have looked at this before I put it down. I think they're not impable and not repairable. So if you wanted to keep one for the long term, or to try and keep one for the long term, assuming they do stay after the event, you might want to craft a spare and keep it in an LMC or something, and find a place to display it. because it's only day one of the event, we also don't know quite how fast they will decay. I don't know if they're like Christmas trees, which go down really quite fast. So it might be that you have to craft 2 or 3 across the course of the event. That remains to be seen. We will find out over the coming week. But I think we will still be in range of the Easter event by the time that Calvert streams and I stream next weekend. So hopefully then by the end of the week, we'll have done a little bit more science, or I'll have done a bit more science. The Wurm community in general will have done a bit more science, and we'll have some more concrete answers for people who still aren't sure about some of these things, about what we can and can't do. So, I mean, I assume also things that make up parts of it aren't. So yeah, that will get placed on it, but not placed in it. So we're learning. Anyway, so I'm going to leave those there, I guess, and we will come back and see if anybody who dropped a carrot in who would like their carrot back. You know, please do take it back. But otherwise, I'm going to leave it with at least 2 in it, and we'll just see how it gets on. Clearly, sitting and watching it is not encouraging the bunny to come. But we've got the closing ceremony in 16 minutes, so we're going to all start assembling soon. Who's just got a really good milestone? Okay. Up to quality 90. Are you? Oh, it's Kamiana imping. Nice. So, I mean, also keep your eye out on CA Help. They are fielding an awful lot of questions about this, I think, and doing the best they can. But also, there's probably limited information that they know as well. So there's going to be a lot of questions, I imagine, coming in that we don't yet have solid answers for until we've had a little bit more time, or until we get some clarity on some of these things from the devs. But so that's that one. You can still go foraging in nodes and find Easter eggs in those nodes. The only thing that I have not yet tried is going back to a start town to see if there are bunnies hopping around dropping eggs, but I imagine that there are. Feels like it probably wouldn't be Easter without it. Maybe somebody else who's been near a start town today could confirm. So hopefully there will be the eggs that we are used to, like the ones that come in 5 different patterns and a variety of different sizes, still being scattered all over the countryside by some Easter bunnies. You haven't seen any yet, Ruffle? Okay. Well, maybe after we finish the closing ceremony, what I will do is I will summon myself over to a start town, and we'll just go and have a look around and see if we can see any evidence of bunnies bouncing around. We see mimics. Now, originally my question was, how many different patterns does the Easter bunny drop? But then, of course, because we've got these new ones for this year, I was like, that's going to throw it off. Maybe we should just stick to the forageables. But apparently somebody told me that you can also forage up the special, super special eggs that are available this year. So if you are anything like me and already sitting on hundreds or thousands of Easter eggs from previous years, and therefore we're like, I don't really need to forage for them this year, I've got enough. If you're excited by those new eggs and are less excited by how many of them you have gotten in your nests thus far, maybe a foraging and botany binge would be a good way to go to have a chance of getting some more that way. But as I say, there's still an awful lot that we don't actually quite know about how these work. So hopefully there'll be a bit of an update that I can give you all next weekend. Or it might be that long before then actually we get sort of a bit of updated information on the official posts and things from the GMs if there are some kinks to still be worked out. So that is my merry little Easter egg for the year with my name on it, so I don't forget about it. Is there anything else to do before we go and start getting ready for the closing ceremony? I think the points are all now pretty much totted up. And I don't know quite how long the closing ceremony is going to take. But as I say, after we've done that, when people are wrapping up, saying goodbye and starting to head off, I will hang around for a little bit because hopefully we'll get to watch some people like we did at the end of yesterday's stream. Like, it would be nice to watch kind of like the little parade of like wagons and things that people have won making their way down to the docks. And then before I wrap up the stream, I will summon myself over to a portal and we'll just go and see if we can see any Easter bunnies. It is normally quite common, even if we have Easter bunnies, in fairness, that on day 1 of the event they're harder to spot. You don't see many of them, but by day 2, like they keep spawning on a cycle, and suddenly you'll see them everywhere. There were some places last year where like I could just pan around on screen and see sort of maybe 12, 15 Easter bunnies all bouncing around in one place. But more often than not, you can normally find at least one or two hopping around anywhere near start towns. I don't know how far away from start towns they tend to venture. I tend to focus on start towns when I'm looking to follow Easter bunnies about and look for what they've dropped. Moomin's already found a humongous egg this year, which I was very jealous about. Moomin, if you're still in chat, did you find that one dropped somewhere in the wild? Was that foraged up? Was that left in your nest? Tell us, because I still do not have a humongous egg. And I imagine the ones that do get dropped by the wild bunnies get picked up very, very quickly in the wild because they are the highest profile ones and the easiest ones to see. I should have brought some of my Easter eggs with me to show you, actually, because, as I said, I've got rather a lot of them. But there are plenty scattered around the deed. However, they are not all clustered close together in most places, which makes it harder to show you the differences. But one of the things worth noting is that in any given size, so they come in tiny, small, medium, and large, and then very, very rarely humongous size. But even within those categories, maybe this will be a good one, there are several sizes within each. So these are both large, for example, but as you can see, they are actually different sizes. And I think there are 3 to 4 sizes within each size category. So if you're trying to make yourself a nice little display, you kind of want to lay them all out first to see what heights they all are. You foraged yours up, did you, Moomin? 30 minutes. Your second humongous. Oh. Well, I'm not going to find any humongous eggs in that time, but as we've got 10 minutes before the closing ceremony kicks off, I tell you what, I'm going to do some foraging and just see if we can forage up a couple of normal eggs. And then we're going to race over to the hotel. We're going to get some guests on with me, and we're going to kick off the closing ceremony. I don't know if Sid is still around or if she has gone away for the weekend, but I imagine she's... Oh, no, she's right. She's in local. There you go. So we've still got Sid around. This is your last chance to, in person, maybe go and hit Sid up for some stuff. Although I imagine that she too may be wanting to join us for the closing ceremony. But I'm sure you can put your orders in with her now and have them sent along later. You feel sorry for the bunny that squeezes out the humongous ones. Yeah, me too. Me too. But on the other hand, maybe it's grateful to get rid of it, you know? I don't really want to think about the mechanics of how the bunny manages to squeeze out any eggs at all. For the purposes of foraging for eggs, though, any foraging node is valid. It doesn't just have to be the ones that that produce the things that you need for the nest. So any forage or botany action gives you a chance of finding Easter eggs during this season. So let's just close those up. Must be like how Kiwis work. Ah, yes, Tantail. Sid was offering to send a little bit of dye to anybody who wants it to dye their light source as an Easter gift. So if you want to get your lantern dyed, go and speak to the lovely Sid. You bargained, Moomix. Your girlfriend's making dinner, not you. That's so you can stick around for the closing ceremony. How long it will be, I would imagine it's probably going to be like half an hour to an hour, because it's mostly just going through the prize giving. It depends if some people have left, whether we can get hold of them quite quickly or whether we move on. Bun and Myra might have a better idea if they're kicking about. I don't know if we've actually got them in the stream chat still. Don't people normally just work in the dark? Apparently not. I mean, I do have a personal light source, but I don't think I can colour the light on it because mine is a glow rune on my tool belt, so that I don't have to carry and keep refueling a lantern. Bun scoffs at this because a tool belt, like a glow rune, is a much softer light. Whereas if you want a really bright light that fills up a lot of tiles, what you want is a nice high quality lantern, preferably painted with white dye. I actually don't want that. I don't want it bright, blinding light, so I really like my one, but mine can't be turned off. And anybody who has personal light source like that, which is effectively a glow rune, it does mean that you can't turn them off at things like public slayings and at Impalongs and stuff to try and reduce the lag a little bit for everybody else. You just turned on sound again, so now I'm here. Bun, how long does the closing ceremony normally take? Moomix was asking. There we go. There's my first egg. Small starry Easter egg. what was I saying? Oh, yes, about light sources. But I don't really want a very bright light, and I'm not really bothered about going very far. Mostly what I'm bothered about is that when I step into a mine, I can see at least a couple of tiles in front of me, so I can see what I'm doing and where I'm going. So my glow-runed tool belt suits me just fine. Yeah, Bud said exactly what I said. Depends how long it takes people to choose their prize and if the winners are here. So as Myra announced a little bit earlier, we're actually going to award to 13 people this time. So if you're super speedy, if you know you're already on that winning list, if you got a lot of points and you've gone and had a look at the points sheet, maybe go and have a look at the prizes and start thinking about what ones you might be interested in. Make yourself a short list or something. But Bum reckons it usually takes less than an hour. So there you go. That was another small star Easter egg, which is good because I do have favourites about these things. I've got so many eggs. The starry ones are my favourites. Followed, I think, by the flowery ones. The eggy ones are my least favourite. So I often end up donating some of my extra eggy eggs away. But also, if you didn't know, although these come in all kinds of different pretty colours, no sooner had I said I don't like the eggy eggs than it gives me one. But if you didn't know, because these all come in all different colours, and they are dual coloured each, it means that when you are out looking for them in the wild, there you go, there's another example of two small eggs being really very different sizes. You put one of these in the long grass and it gets very, very difficult to see, which is why I'm always still finding Easter eggs months after the Easter event when I go looking for them. It's like a gemmy little treasure hunt that I can do at any time of the year. But yes, they've all got, regardless of their pattern, they've all got two different colours on them, and they are redyeable. So if you want to, for example, use them to create some cool artwork, or use them to theme for an event or something, you can scrub the colour off them and re-dye them if you want to, and make yourself like a matching set of them. So pixel art indeed. There is lots of interesting things you could do with them. However, I can tell you that you cannot fit anything like even a quarter of a tile's worth of densely packed eggs on a tile before you hit the tile limit, because I tried that last year. I was trying, in one of my many how can we nest things in a cool way in Wurm experiments, I was trying to nest a lot of large and medium eggs on a meditation rug to make it look like it was quilted. And it does work, like it does look like it's quilted, but the only way that I could do it and cover the whole meditation rug was by putting it precisely on the corner of 4 tiles, which gave me 4 tiles worth of eggs to cover it in. So I haven't yet tried to recreate that at home, but it did mean that I wouldn't, for example, be able to put a quilted blanket on my bed, I don't think. But you can do some fun stuff with them. And actually that's kind of what the attempt at the loading image was, partway through me seeing just how many I could nest on tiles and things. So we are now 5 minutes out though, so let me find one more tile to forage, and then I'm going to head back to the hotel so that we can get ready to kick off the closing ceremony and get some more people on voice chat. It would help, wouldn't it, if I got back on my horse. So let's find one more. I might next week, depending on what else I'm deciding to do on stream, I might show you some of my tips and tricks for finding as many eggs as possible out in the wild, because I have become very good at this. But we'll see. I might come up with something more exciting to do in the meantime. There are definitely people whose egg collections not only rival but far exceed mine, which puts my sort of somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 Easter eggs to shame. But it is quite addictive hunting for them, so you know. There's a giant orange Easter egg near me. Giant orange Easter egg where? Is it somebody transformed, or is it an actual one? Who's going to help me choose a prize since Crim is busy? Oh, that was 10 minutes ago, was it? Wait, what? What? Oh, did we have a pom or something nearby? Yeah, we got a joyful one as well. Did I have a sneaky pom? Oh, are you talking about the pumpkin, you sod? Madoon! Pomona's kidnapped half the players. Prize ceremony is indeed about to start, though, so we are going to head back there now. There are still some merchants in the marketplace. Some people have had to pack up for the weekend and head home and take their merchants with them, but there are still some there. So if you want a last peek before you go, you probably want to do that as soon after the closing ceremony as possible, because then I imagine the last people are going to be packing up their things to go.
Cha-ching! Take my money.
Yep, do your last minute shop. The bunny has not yet come to visit my nest. I can still see all 3 carrots in it. That's okay. Right, so I'm going to drop my horse here. Now, where do we want to view the ceremony from? Because there's an upper floor, there's a gallery up there. I can decide where I'm going to stand in a minute, but first of all, what I am going to do is I'm just going to park us somewhere nice, perhaps in front of this nice prize display space, while I go and do a little bit of stuff in the background to get my guests up on voice chat. There are also more prizes on display, those wagons and PMK things, by the danger tower, and there are a few prizes which could not be displayed because they are too valuable and too vulnerable to decay. I think Bun's walking around with like a rare strange bone, for example. So no, it is in the ground floor of the restaurant. A lot of people are already assembled. So I'm going to stop talking for just a second while I try and get my people on. So optional audio. Let's add them in. Bun, try saying hi. Bun, try saying hi. You're sounding a little bit quiet for me, Bun, but I've got you as loud as I can on my end. You might need to...
I can speak up.
Okay, we've just got Myra joining as well. Say hi, Myra. Can you guys hear them? You can't hear Bun at all. Ooh, right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll keep trying. Okay, so first of all... Do I have any grapes? No. Okay. I know why. I know maybe why.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
There we go.
Waddle,
How can you
waddle,
hear
waddle.
them? Waddle, waddle, waddle.
And he waddle away.
And Bun is singing
Waddle,
again
waddle,
for
waddle.
us. Okay. Good, 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 good. Myra, give us a hello or something.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, good. So we can hear Myra as well. Hopefully you guys can too. All right.
I wonder how many people we got to sing a duck song these days.
I don't know what
It's
song
a-
you're singing, but I'm enjoying it.
It's
What?
a duck song. It
You
was the
have
answer
not
to hit
heard
song.
the duck song?
I have not heard the duck song. Evidently not.
Good grief. This is what you miss when you don't have kids.
Evidently. So Myra, if you can get any closer to your mic, apparently you are still a little bit quiet.
Yeah, we
Myra
need to figure that
sounds
one out.
reasonable to me. Yeah, I mean, there's possibly some things that you need to set up in Windows. This is why. I mean, Calvert's had no end of issues, as we know, with things like this, because there's several places that they can be set. You found it entirely without your son's help, Dantale.
Good one.
There we go. Well, that answers my question. I was like, there's a gallery. I could go up to the gallery, but actually it only covers half of the room. So I'm going to stay down here. And I suppose I'm going to find a nice little point of view space where I can see people coming up for prizes and also see what's going on over here. So don't mind me while I just potter around, and I'm going to let Bun and Myra get on with stuff. Welcome to the Glued Butt Club.
Blue.
Jack! They've all been stuck
What?
on their chairs.
Oh. Crikey. Well, we need them sort of to get up there and get the prizes, though.
Pomona is the leader.
Also,
and there is our head GM just there, sat on a chair as well.
not gonna be... Yeah. Let's see.
Let's start.
Get
Yeah,
up
not sure I
the
like
prize.
that corner.
The right prize one.
Around.
Dun, dun, dun. There we go.
So, Sidereal suddenly realises she's on the wrong floor. Go behind the market stall to the naughty corner, Moomix. Cheeky. So we've got quite a lot of people here. All coming in.
Hopefully, many of you are here.
Yeah. We know that some people have
Because
had to go home early, but fun. Because?
yes,
Sorry, I cut
because it. Oh yeah, because well, it's a lot easier when people are here, because then they get their spot in the queue and can sort of make
you. Does
it
go quicker.
correctly.
Does go
You know,
quicker.
English is tough.
English
Hard.
is tough.
Yes, indeed. Loud applause.
We've got a goodly number of people here, though.
And it's only fitting that Moomix get to choose his price first, I guess.
8,600 points, Moomix.
And I'm pretty sure that he also was the one who slapped down the most silvers to our fantastic
Yes.
deed.
We will put a sign somewhere. This Impalong was sponsored by
Yeah,
Moomix and
sponsored by
Shinzo.
Moomix and Shinzo.
Yeah, we had Storage Wars yesterday with 4 storage buildings, which and Moomix and Shinzo between them took out all 4 of them. So that's us funded for the DRF for a good while yet, hopefully.
Do everyone know what prices are available? Have they looked at the price sheet?
Oh, please, Crim, are you able to do screenshots of the winners?
Yeah. So let's come up here and do some screenies. Can somebody else please post the prize link into the thing for me? So
Yeah.
right. You ready, Moomix? Give us a wave. Do it.
We're gonna do all of them? Wow.
I'll do it when they come up to get their thing, and then we'll try and get as many of the prize winners who are still around at the end, and we'll just do a big everybody together one. So Moomix takes first place, and God, that's a long link. But thank you, Ruffles now pinned the link so you can see the prize.
Yeah, it's a long link.
The prize spreadsheet in there.
It's a curse of Google spreadsheets.
Yeah, we could have made a tiny Earl, but we didn't.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So you've got the link there if you haven't had it, and it has also been posted in local as well for people who are not on stream. So has Moomix yet decided what it is that they are having? Moomix is just happy to be in front of Zalo.
Yeah, that's a real price
Mm-hmm.
to win over Zalo. Maybe that is.
Yeah.
You can go down then. You won.
He's got at least a year of rubbing that in before the next one.
I love that we have so many grown-ups here that seem to be enjoying to play kids games mostly together with us.
That's
So
because
many kids games.
I secretly believe that adults aren't really adults and they're all just sort of teenagers pretending. I certainly feel like a
That's true.
teenager pretending to be a grown-up a lot of the time.
And do we? I hope
Orca wagon.
that they understand they will be able to take 1 yellow and 1 purple prize.
Deliverance will run off and transfer the Orca wagon.
So Moomix has picked from the yellow list the Orca wagon. And as Bunja said, I also get to pick one from the purple list. Oh, thanks, Ruffle. Ruffle's made us a tiny URL version. And Sigvard from the purple list.
And Sigvald the skeleton.
So are we handing over the prizes? Are you actually going to bring the wagon in, or are we just transferring ownership where it's outside? I suppose they're not actually hitched up to animals, are they? So
they are not. They will be transferred.
But this Orca wagon actually came in a few days ago, so I've not been able to transfer it to the correct owner. So I will do it now.
Lovely.
Transfer it at once so we don't forget anything. And
usually it's the elephant that holds all the things, but this just came in, so I'm still the owner. Let's see. It was the Orca wagon. Manage wagon. Change owner to.
And is the Sigvard the one that is over here in this on display here? Mr.
Yeah.
Sigvard. Mumix, you've already sold one of them, have you? Two decisions to make, Ruffle, yes. Yes. So for anybody who is looking at the prize lists ahead of time and making a shortlist for when it gets to them, if they think they're in the running, make sure that you've got a shortlist for both the yellow ones and the purple ones.
Sigvald. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Is it the wrong one?
No, I'm just. Come on, don't be like that.
Guessing.
You know I can't spell. I'm tired.
Go on, Myra, just run back there, and we'll get a final
Yeah.
a final close up of Boomix and his prizes, or one of his prizes anyway.
Well,
come a bit
the
closer,
wagon
Myra.
is transferred.
He has been traded.
I know,
yeah,
and he's dropped it. But if you come and stand a bit closer, Myra, I'll get a selfie. Where is Bun back over at the wagon? Yeah,
Nope.
Bun. Where are you, Bun? There you are. There you are. Hey. Okay. Right. Final screeny. Whoops. That's me turning
and
my UI
Drogos
back
is
on.
there.
Lovely. There we go. So let's turn that back up. Mumix, did you pick it up the second before I took the screeny? Outrageous. Ruiner of things. No good. No good. Hello, Drogos. Good to see you. You are a magician, Mumix. Okay, so that is the first one done. First time seeing Myra without a hat, says Jacquelina. What?
Yeah, it's horrifying.
That's true. That's true. Like you usually have your Drake helm on, don't you?
I'm not trying to find where is the stream.
Second place
Where's my
is
window?
Zallo with 7,900 points. Wow, that was close because Mumix was 800, right? That was neck and neck.
No,
So-
8,000.
Oh no, 8,600. Okay, so that was a clearer lead. Mumix was worried that when I put in a last-minute game of trivia this morning, it might knock him off the top spot.
Yeah,
Yep.
but actually, he got more points than Zalo on that one.
Yeah. So Zallo in second place. And there's Drogos. So what is Zallo picking off the list?
He's thinking hard.
Yes,
Thinking
you need to think
hard.
hard. Well, everyone can see the list, so they know.
Look at all of these nice assembled people.
Did you? We need to mark those taken. Yeah, you noted a winner.
I noted the winners. You don't have a ride home. Well,
Zallo's going
a
to take
Thornwood
Thornwood
Gnar.
Gnar. Nice. Definitely not getting
Well,
that one in the screeny.
It's the best wood for an R.
We're all fans of the Thornwood Gnar.
Yes, we are.
I mean,
And the Lingonberry.
yeah, I was going to say and the Lingonberry. In fairness, the only reason that I've got a Thornwood Gnar red first is because that's the one we already had. I will have a Lingonberry one red in time. This morning at 4 p.m. You're right, Mumix. I wasn't even awake this morning. This afternoon. Deli Fund's now running down to transfer over the ownership of that ship. Mumix.
Reiki.
Are you running in for another prize shot, Mumix?
Someone's stealing the show.
Well, drop your skeleton down at least. And then scuttle over so that we can do Zallo's screenshots. Psst, over here. All right, there we go.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Now we've got it all in.
Fantastic.
Zallo, do not feel at all compelled to try and bring your Thornwood Gnar up here. Even though we did show a couple of days ago that it is quite easy to drag a boat all the way around like a carnival float. I wouldn't recommend it.
Well,
Can you drag a Gnar though?
I'm pretty sure he's strong enough.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he is, but it just might take him a little while. It's not fast. Okay, so the Gnar has been transferred over to Zalo.
We are waiting for him to pick something from the purple pool.
Yes,
Yuck.
do you want something
Where to go?
reindeer?
Lovely. Is the reindeer over here? Where's the reindeer?
Yeah, that's the tiny one, isn't it?
Wait.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like one of these ones.
I'm glad you know what you're looking at.
Yes, because I put down all of these, so I know what it is. The orange-looking thing that's made of rosewood. Let's see.
Oh, that reindeer. I see. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry,
it
Zalo, I
wasn't
missed
me.
that. Right, give us a. Let me just turn so we get the reindeer in the wave as well. Right, go and give us another wave, Zalo, and we'll take a screeny. That is assuming that he is actually on the stream. Why is he not waving?
He is waving.
He's not for me.
Well, he is. You can see it.
See, now that's interesting. There we go.
Event log says he's waving, he's waving, he's
Yeah, I
waving
know.
again. Oh,
But he only animated on the first and the third one for me, not the middle one. Right, there we go. We got a screeny. So that's Zalo in second place with a rare Thornwood Gnar and a
not
shiny little
rare.
reindeer. No, not
This
rare.
one is not
It's
rare.
just a rare. Just a Thornwood Gnar. And
Yep, but it
and,
is 92 quality.
it's very high quality. Is it ruined as well?
More than likely, I think so. If not, I'm sure
we do
we
love
can
Thornwood Gnars.
do it.
Tell you what would be helpful? I don't think I've actually looked at this prize list this whole event. And it's showing clearly. So, oh, good, you are cutting them off as we go. Okay, good. So 92 quality Thornwood Gnar, that one's gone to Sallow. Good, great. So that's our first 2 out of 13. Is that right? Out of 13? So let me turn my UI back up.
Yeah, we
Roughbury.
got a lot of things to do.
Roughbury.
Roughberry. Is that a new nickname?
I don't
I bet you
know.
got an old call that true.
What would I pick? Is it you up next? Is it you up next, Ruffle? What would I pick? You see, last year when Ruffle and I were both sat in the audience, she was consulting me and being like, "What should I have? What should I have?"
Well,
Well,
I always, when people ask me what they should pick, it's usually your first thing. Oh, I want that one.
yeah. I mean,
Because
looking at
if
that list,
you,
you're not like, "Oh, I want that."
yeah, or
I
the
know
other way
Ruffle's.
to look at it, the other way to look at it is, do you want something useful, like do you need something like a new weapon, a tool belt, something, or do you just want something nice, like some deco of some sort,
I mean,
like some hot dog banners or god statues or whatever?
the rest. I mean, obviously, the rare strange bone you can use to make anything rare that you can hold that isn't an unfinished item. So that gives you your widest range of things that you can rare. And I know you've read a couple of pieces of your armor already. I mean, I went for a rare unfinished chessboard last year, which admittedly I still haven't completed. But I was like, "Ooh, a shiny thing." But I mean, those PMK items are also really nice. I don't know that I'm your best pick for these, but tell us what you're leaning towards, Ruffle. What kinds of things you're leaning towards? I think if I was going
She
for
has picked the bone.
she's going for the bone. Yeah, that gives you the most options for things that you can use it on, and we could carry on with your armor.
And the bone, I believe, Deliverance has. Rare, strange, red dragon bone.
Ruffle, when you get your bone, try equipping it in one of your hand slots. I don't actually know if you can see them in a hand slot, but it would be nice for the selfie if you can. So that's that one, and then we've got one from the purple list as well for Ruffle. What's on the purple list? Choices. A lot of nice rare tools on there.
Yeah, it's a little bit heavy on the tools. Hopefully next year there would be more variety, I think. We will see.
We've got some pirate hats. There's a necklace, a wagoner contract. Interesting.
Well,
A Skull Kingdom banner down the bottom as well.
someone
That's always
asked,
nice.
do you want a Wagner contract for
Yeah.
price?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
whatever.
cool. I've never seen it in a prize pool before, I don't think.
And the thing about this list is that it is people that's been asking, do you want this as a prize? We want to contribute.
Yeah.
So
that's what we do.
it's
Ooh.
highly community supported.
What I have not done though, hang on a minute.
No, I don't want to be hanged. I'm sorry.
No. There we go.
No.
Hadn't got my buttons up.
Your buttons. Oh, wow.
My buttons.
Rare rope tool.
We can hear the hamsters going. Ruffle's thinking about what she wants from the purple list.
She has decided.
Oh, is she? Rope tool.
Yes.
Rare oakwood rope tool with
She
105
just
cast.
volunteered to make all the favor for last for next year simple.
Yes. Fantastic, Ruffle. That's amazing.
Very nice. Right, you can do it. Rope tool in one hand, rare bone in the other. Oh my goodness, it does actually have a model, and it kind of looks like it's replaced her arm from this angle. That's exciting. Right, let me just line myself up. What? And give us a wave, Ruffle.
Let's see if I can find it on the list. There it is.
See, look at that. She's not waving for me either. You might just have to do it a couple of times. It's funny how sometimes the animations go and sometimes they don't. Like, oh, and it took them out of her hands as well, so I'll take a screeny without as well. There we go.
Screen is green is greeny.
Yeah, all the screenies.
You're gonna overload.
Well done. Well, I
servers with greenies.
promise not to just tip every single screenie out into the DRF channel. I shall pick one or two for each one. Very good. So, in fourth place with 6,800 points, we've got Shinzo. I didn't actually read out how many Ruffle got. So, Ruffle was 7,650. God, you guys got a lot of points this year. Yeah.
It's crazy amount of points.
Only
Maybe
a few points behind
some of
Sallow.
it.
Okay, so
Big
Shinzo.
congrats.
Big congrats. So, has Shinzo already decided what they want from the list? Sometimes they are delayed, Tantale, but also, like, sometimes if there are overlapping sounds or emotes and things, like if they'd... I had this theory, but I haven't yet properly tested it, that if they are doing one of those kind of idle character animations like Myra was doing just there, turning her head, like that maybe they can't... You don't interrupt another animation for one that's been started. But I need to actually sit down and test that properly to see. Because I know that that's also true of some sound alerts. Like, as we know, when I slap Calvert too many times in quick succession, you don't hear the slaps until the first slap sound has properly finished, until the sound file is finished. And I think it might be sort of the same with animations. So if you're doing one of these kind of like idle animations or head turns, sometimes maybe that might interfere with it. But we shall see. I'll have to pay closer attention. So Shinzo is going for the Panda PMK set and for a 99QL pirate hat. Very nice. So let's go and have a look, see. I imagine that... So Bun has just traded over. Is that the pirate hat you've just traded, Bun? And then we just need to transfer the Panda set. Very good.
Yes, there we go. I'm sort of muting in between talking with Myra. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, I've traded the hat that has been insanely imped by Martinez.
So I don't know if Shinzo is on the stream as well. But I'm going to ask him to give us a... When Deli Fun moves his butt out the way.
He's trading the prizes.
Outrageous. There we go. Let's get Shinzo to give us a wave and we'll get some screenies. Wait, see, that time it worked.
Well, it didn't work for me. So
See, you see, duck song.
Wurm is
Duck
weird.
song. Wurm is weird. So that's
And that was the panda. Set 2 banners, flag, and tent to.
That's
Oh,
cute.
yes.
Very nice. Hang on. Let me just back off a bit.
And of course, you can do that as well with them.
Raspberry, can you do me a favour and just back off just a little bit? If you've got her stood there, so I can get the whole thing in. I like how now when he does his idle animation, it also actually twitches the banners. That's kind of cute. And nicely obscuring Delifun there too.
I'm kind of feeling it. I feel very. Right now, it's not touching me.
Do you reckon if we launched him off the danger tower, he might actually be able to fly away?
I think we should try.
Maybe we should try. So there we go. That's Shinzo in 4th place with 6,800 points. Who is making off with a Panda PMK set and the 99 QL Pirate hat, and Shinzo and Mumix between them were the ones who have been now sponsoring the DRF with their Storage Wars bids for the next couple of years.
For like, so, I don't know, 7 years or something.
Mm-hmm. So, well done, Shinzo.
Indeed.
You love how Delifun has jazz egg hands. Yeah. Oh, Ignatius. Ignatius says Shinzo and Bun look like brothers standing next to each other.
Brothers from another mother.
Brother from another mother. Ooh, so 5th place with 6,250 points. We've got Tantail. Very good. Why, there's my applause. So, how was that? So, Shinzo was 6,800. 6,250. So again, like there's a good bit of clearance between some of these. And Tantail is picking off the list. I suppose as well for anybody who wasn't here when I started. Ooh. Having an unfinished Gnar and the Wagoner contract. For anybody who wasn't here at the start of the stream, I am also just going to post back in local that we are streaming it in case anybody would like to watch who isn't aware.
Ira is typing. I want to read what she is typing.
Not as good as cheese hands, or rather cheese claws.
Yes, we are, of course, helping her with whatever color she wants, wood type she wants. And I'm pretty sure people will be standing by, helping her improving it.
Lovely. So there we go. Unfinished Gnar, which you get to finish in a colour of her choosing, and we'll get tinked up for her.
The contract, I think Delifun has. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
No, Mirlex.
Have you also got the unfinished Gnar on you? I'd love to see one of you carrying that around.
I am strong, but it's only lacking a cannon, so
not that strong.
That's bad for me.
Maybe we can use we can ask Sallow to bring it up.
Yeah, maybe.
Unfinished Gnar for Tantail. If I could write, it would be great.
Tantail's going to have to make a couple of trips.
Wagoner contract. Tantail. Fantastic.
Don't think you can fit a Gnar in a sailboat. Nah. Okay, right, let's get a screening because we're not going to I mean I don't imagine you can wave a Wagoner contract in your hand, but it would be nice to get one. So we can get a wave.
That was one wave.
Do us another one. We'll get it. We'll get
Do
it. Do it.
10 waves.
No, just like, just like 2 or 3, maybe. There we go. There we go.
It's so iffy because, yeah.
So that was Tantail in 5th place with 6,250. Moving on to wait, hang on. Was that 6th or 5th place? No, sorry, that was 5th place. Yeah, with 6,250. And in 6th place, we've got Kuja with 5,800 points. Again, a few hundred points clear between them. Oh, well done, Kuja.
Indeed.
Oh my god, the tent monster. Oh my god. I hope you're not blocking anybody's view there, Shinzo.
Yeah,
So
don't block the views.
what is Kuja gonna pick?
Still a bunch of nice stuff.
Is that an unfinished Nora in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
Oh, crikey.
It is
Yes.
a hard pick. There's a lot of nice prizes up there.
There's supposed to be a lot of nice prizes.
What they gonna pick? What they gonna pick? Pomona starts to eat a slice of carrot cake in amidst all of the
Of course she does.
applause.
Maybe you can win a slice. Bonus prize.
Yeah, so Tante will finish their Gnar here, because they probably wouldn't be able to haul it home anyway. But that way we can get it finished in our archaeology wood of their choice and help them tink it up.
Well,
Oh,
it's
you managed to
probably
find
bad
your
luck.
knapsack as well. What's bad luck?
Eating Pomona's cake, I wouldn't dare.
It's many slices out, but unfortunately the premise is quite strict on this building. So you will not be able to eat any decorative food.
Bunnies only.
Except GMs that don't play by the rules.
No, they don't play by the rules.
Okay, so Kuja's still thinking, I think.
Yep. I think soon she's gonna you will show like grinding gears over her head or something. Manifestation of thoughts.
Just going to get one of the little kind of refresh ones. There we go. So we've got a 101 Wind of Ages 99 cock hatchet for the purple one. So can you just pick their purple prize?
When you got that?
Yep, I'm gonna find it. It's the 199. Let's see.
101 and 99. If there are multiple
101,
ones
yes, and oh yeah, there are many. This one.
Yep. Nice hatchet indeed. And then we're just waiting for Kuja's pick from the... Oh, they've gone for the Orca PMK set. Very nice. Very nice.
I'm on it.
Okay, Delifun's going to go and transfer the perms over for that one. I should have turned around when I saw Pomona eating to see if we get like a bunny eating animation. Don't reckon we do though.
Is there a bunny eating?
I don't know, but she's probably full now.
Can the bunny get full belly? I thought
I don't know.
belly
Maybe
was...
she can just keep eating, but I don't know. She's got the cake in front of her as well.
I've never ever seen a real life bunny that is not interested in food. They just keep eating.
Bit like my cats. Okay, so getting perms transferred over.
Yes, everyone who picked up a military tent, please do remember to take a padlock and lock it before you put it down. If not, it's still Deliverance.
Might be worth putting that in local as well, just in case there's anybody that you didn't catch yesterday.
I might have to unlock the one I traded Mumix.
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea. Do I have to type as well then? I can't do both. Type
That's why I
and
waited till you were done
talk.
speaking. Yeah, what Mumix is saying is that they chose the wagon, not the set.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the list so I don't make any mess up. It was Pandaset Shinso.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. For the panda ones. Yeah, for Shinso. So, okay, right, let's let's get Kuja to give us a wave and I will take a screenie.
I think I've put in the correct stuff in the...
Yeah, it was there. I was just picking up the others and it was behind it. Where is Shinso?
See, they were in the middle of a character animation when they did that, and so the wave didn't tick off, and I think, there we go. But that time they weren't. I think it is that, you know, I think it's if they're in the middle of an idle animation, they won't then do the emote animation.
No,
You have to watch
and
it
not
like
right away.
to watch it like a hawk now.
Yeah, so if they do like the small sway or
The sway or the head
the
turn,
turning of the head,
you don't then get the emote animation with it. And you don't even, I think, if it's triggered while they're still doing it, you don't then just get it delayed. I think you don't get it at all. What?
you're kind of blocking the view
Shinzo.
there, Shinzo.
They are ridiculously
Did
large.
you get your wave?
Yep. Everything is going up.
I have a horrible suspicion for anybody who wants to make mischief somewhere else that you can also equip champion blue whale corpses. Just, you know. I haven't tried recently. I think you probably can. You certainly can shark corpses. Shinzo says you can. Right, congratulations, Kuja. We've now got Kuja's stuff successfully transferred. So Kuja made off with the Orca PMK set and the fancy hatchet.
Very nice hatchet.
So next one. Mumix says, can you put the huge ogre thingy on top of the arena in your hands too? Probably yes. Yeah. If corpses are equipable, I think all corpses are equipable. I've never tried equipping one of the Nessies in my hand, but you possibly could equip those two. They're probably about the biggest one.
Yes, you can, and it's the reason why I picked them up and buried so no one did it.
There you go. So the Nessie's
Because
probably about the biggest corpse you can have.
I'm a spoil sport.
In 7th place, we've got Aliana with 5,653 points. God, that's a very specific number. I thought they were all like round figures.
Yeah, it is. We had some line judges and a flying coast that gave a few bonus points for certain entertaining.
I see.
Yep. So she got 3 points, possibly from a perfect alignment of 3 cows.
Yeah, probably.
I see. Very nice. So now we're just waiting to see what Aliana's picks are going to be from from the yellow and purple lists. Ooh, Aliana's wielding 2 swords.
Sword.
Well, I mean, clearly Aliana likes swords. So from the yellow list, the rare short sword with 108 life transfer.
Looks
Very
like
nice.
she's dual wielding swords. I can't speak anymore.
That's a really high cast on the life transfer as well. That's really nice.
Let's see if I can't find it.
And from the purple list, a rare pick.
See which one is that? 101.
101.98. Pick, rare pick.
$101.98.
Yep.
Is there more 101.98s? Don't think so.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
At least one of them.
So Bun's just going to transfer those over. Nice choices indeed. No, Eliana, come back.
Let's stroke those from the list.
Here we go. That's it. That'll do. Just need to wait for it to give us a wave. There we go. There we got our screenies.
Aliana.
Okay. So we are now over halfway through the list of prize winners. Shinzo says the panda tent is locked. Is that because Shinzo put it down without putting a lock on it first?
No.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Or is it just because Delifun hasn't done the,
Well,
done the thing yet?
We'll fix it.
If he comes in with those more times, maybe we'll just keep it.
Let's go and do a little pan around while the while the tents are blocking my view. Look at all these nice people lined up at tables. It's so pleasing. Everybody's just got carrots.
Of course, they got carrots.
I mean, I'd say you could take them away and put them in your nests, except you can't. You have to find your own carrots.
Except you
Okay.
can't.
So next up, 8th spot, we've got Madoon / Terra Newell, who scored 5,450 points. Very nice.
Do we have some trivia about that?
Rare tool belt and the cheese drill. Trivia about what?
How he got his points.
How he got his
Well,
points?
he didn't do very well in mine, at least. Well, he got 1, correct?
5, 4,
Do you have the
5,
prizes,
50.
Crim?
I'm working on it. He was too quick. I was about to do some trivia about how he got his
doing
points.
trivia now. Now you are handing out prizes.
That's you
What
told
did you
Bun.
say?
Yeah, focus. Come on. No squirrel now.
No scrolling. Is the rare tool belt red? Yes.
Red tool belt and the cheese drill.
And the cheese drill. That's a fruit press. That's a cheese drill.
Nice.
Of course he wants the cheese drill. That would be a given, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Would it?
He's been talking about cheese since we started.
Oh.
And the rare tool belt will give him an extra slot over a normal tool belt of the same quality. So that's a nice pick too. See, Tara's had his chosen for a while, Myra, that's why.
Rare tool belt.
Give us a wave, Madoon. No, that one didn't do it. You were in the middle of one of your little head turns at the time. Try another one. There we go. Congratulations.
And the cheese drill.
We've done it. Screenshot's done. Next in the list. Coming in 9th place, Cherry with 5,200 points. So again, a few hundred points clear. And has Cherry decided what they want to pick? There were 21 eggs. Nobody got it right. Blimey. Above average size grats, Cherry Mimic says.
What? How rude!
Mumix has been personally ranking all of the prize winners.
That would be a comment I would expect from Pom to Sherry. Oh.
Now I'm trying to read it.
Drink some red wine. Where did she get that?
Oh, that's a good point. I've also got some. Have I drunk mine yet? Yups is the answer. Oh no, I've got brown ale. I finished my wine. Yups has been giving us all booze.
Yeah.
She's been the stepping boozing wagon.
Yep. Cherry's going to have the whale and dolphin statue.
Whale
Very nice.
and dolphin.
Very nice.
It is. It's a bit heavy, so I'm walking a bit slow. I'm just kidding.
That one was donated very recently as well, I think.
It was.
It was.
So that one's from the yellow list. And we are just waiting for... Well, Yups. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Yups. More Yups cups. So many Yups cups. Thank you. Thank you.
If we had given Yups more than 30 minutes heads up before she was acting bartender, she probably would have imped them crazy.
Yups did brilliantly in the circumstances.
She is the best pottery imper I know about.
Me too. So we're just waiting for Cherry's pick from the purple list.
I'm very, very hard trying. That's not a very good word. I'm trying really hard not to do cherry puns, and you just did it.
What?
I'm running to get
Cherry's
skull
pick,
banner.
cherry
Oh, I
something.
see. It wasn't intentional, Bun. Most of my puns
I
are
know.
thoroughly unintentional.
The skull banner.
Yeah. Running
And the Skull Kingdom banner. Okay, very nice. And then we'll just get a nice screenie of Cherry.
Cherry.
That prize was also donated 1 or 2 days ago. It says DRF secret prize on it, and asked why secret, and the answer was Bun doesn't know about it.
Okay.
The problem is that Bun is adding every prize to the list, so no, he knows.
Nalamar said wait, is this an elaborate plot to fatten us all up and then feed us to the Librarians, except that Ruffle and I both read Librarians. So sorry, this was a secret prize because Bun did not know about it.
Apparently.
Pun intended. Okay, let's turn that off. Get Cherry to give us a wave. Tantel was only 2 eggs short on the table. I don't know if we've got Cherry on stream, but if somebody could prompt her to give us a wave, then we'll take a screenie. I don't dare do it because sod's law. The second there we go. The second I bring my UI back up to type something, that's when somebody waves at me.
Jeez.
Jeez. I mean, kind of the order of the day here, isn't it? Well done, Cherry. Oh, so that was...
Uh-oh. Cherry's now slow walking. Whoops.
That was Cherry in 9th place with 5,200 points. And what do we have up next?
It's the Noodle.
10th place with Noodle on 4,750 points.
The question is he here or is he half AFK and playing another game at the same time? He's here! Yay!
Hey!
Fantastic.
If anybody should know, it's you.
So if anyone is wondering, this is actually our kid.
Noodle is lagging.
So if he wasn't reacting, I could run
Just
2
go and
floors up and smack him in the head.
Myra would
It's
just
like a-
disappear off the mic for a minute.
I don't know. Myra, what?
I said Myra would have to disappear off the mic for a minute if,
Oh, yeah.
if Noodle wasn't
And
responding.
go smack him over the head or something.
Well, I mean, maybe something like that. Noodle of Donkey Town.
Yeah, Donkey Town is Myra's secret donkey breeding deed.
I see, I see. So Noodle's now picking from the 2 lists.
It's
Well,
just
it
that
was.
it was not room for every animal breeding an audit.
Yep.
I very briefly had a deed called Never Enough Chickens when I was trying to expand one of my animal breeding spaces and just trying to get, like, the landscape in Deed Planner.
We are surrounding Rapti with donkeys, donkey sounds. You would hear when Ben kills the
Oh,
frogs.
no, no. The donkey deaths are the worst.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So bad. Oh,
that is basically right next to where
no, 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 no,
Rapti
no,
is
no.
doing his happening thing.
It's like, imp faster, this will be you. So, oh, there he is.
He wants a new wagon,
The new wagon.
a panda wagon.
Yes. The question is though, has he even
He has
looked
never
at it?
owned a wagon himself.
Nope. This would be its first, I guess.
It is.
So Noodle's gone for a rare sickle and the Panda PMK raspberry wagon.
The rare sickle. It's the 9196. 9196.
Where you going, Noodle? Where you going, Noodle?
And the panda wagon. That's a raspberry one, yes. Oh, I'm the owner of that one.
Oh, now Bun's
Crikey.
going as well. Bun!
Sorry. I'm coming back.
Just come back for a minute. Just for a minute. Just for a minute.
I'm here. And there's Deli. Fun is coming back.
Got them all. Got them all. Whoop.
Give the wave.
Do it. Hey, there we go.
They do, Pomona. They grow up so fast. I think actually he's taller than me as well now. Crikey.
Those grumpies. Harder to control than a bag of cave bugs, says Yups.
What? Say what? I'm not that young. No.
Okay, so Bun's going to go and transfer the wagon. And Myra's going to see who's next in line.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a Norwegian being 6 years old.
So that was Noodle in 10th place with 4,750. Myra's about to tell us who's in 11th, since we decided to expand it a little bit and award a few more than we originally announced. So next on our list, we've got Malajane with 4,700 points. But I think, is she not in local at the moment? She's not in local at the moment, so she may have had to head home already.
Well, I know she's online because I saw her come online not long
Cool.
ago.
So Myra's just going to pop her a message. Obviously, we're not going to be able to take a screenie, but
Oh
going to hit her up.
no screening.
I know, but we're going to hopefully manage to get a screenie with most of the prize winners, assuming nobody has scuttled off before the end of the ceremony. We'll get everybody back up and do a big one. It's like a closing screenie.
She is on her way, and I'm just gonna link her so she can check what she wants.
Okie doke.
And the wagon is transferred.
Okay, so that's Noodle's wagon transferred over. Wait, Pom can come and visit who anytime?
I don't know. That does sound ominous.
Oh, I think she's responding to Sidereal, in fairness. He said that the award ceremony is always such a bittersweet part of an Impalong, because it's exciting to see everybody take a victory lap, but sad knowing it's all drawing to a close. Yeah, I get proper event drop as well. Like, sort of, you're going and going and going for days until these things finish, and then all of a sudden all is quiet, and you don't have to be, like, you're not chasing your tail trying to get things done anymore, and you're just kind of like...
I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I mean, I am too.
I am unsure if I'm either gonna go to NFI and do something completely different, or just not show up in Wurm in like 2 weeks.
I won't be taking a break from Wurm, but I'm looking forward to kind of like just getting my life, back back
Maybe
for a
I
bit.
should
But
do some
also,
treasure maps.
maybe you should. I was going to give you April off treasure maps after all of the excitement of the festival.
I'm sorry, I did not get that last part. Can you repeat it?
I said I was going to give you a break from treasure maps in April.
Oh,
after the festival. I thought maybe you'd need a little bit of time to, recover after this very intense couple of weeks.
I might not want to do more streaming and be in the public eye because my head is about to explode.
You're just going to go and do some like nice relaxing treasure maps at speed by yourself.
Yes.
Like, okay, well that's allowable. I'll allow that. Okay, so Myra has managed to get hold of Malajane, who's just taking a look at the prize list, and is running her way back to site, hopefully as well. So hopefully we will actually manage to get a screenie of Malajane. If not now, then perhaps after the next one or two, and she can join us for the final one. So she has picked her prizes. She's taking a potion of butchery and a rare carving knife.
There's actually 3 of those potions.
We will trade to her when she arrives. Lovely. So hopefully she's going to catch up with us soon. And when she does, then we will just do her little prize giving and her screenie then. Everybody keep an eye out for her showing up in local.
Rare carving knife. Rare carving knife. Let's see. Which one? She didn't specify.
Do we have more than one rare Norving knife? Norving knife?
Narving knife.
What's a
Narving
Norving knife?
Narving knife.
Norving knife. That's a new thing.
Yes, we have 2.
Do we?
Well, yes. But I'm gonna take the BO300 then, I guess.
I can only see one on the list. Yeah, I only see one on the list.
Is there just one on the list?
We have many stone chisels, but
But only one carving knife that I can see.
Yeah. Do you see secrets, Ben?
Has Bun got a secret list?
No, but there are 2 on the table.
One for next year, then.
Meaning I've not been very good at my job. Hey, what else is new? What else is new?
And the potions
Well,
of butchery.
it's the BOTD 100 that's here at least. So on the list. So that's the one.
Oh, Malajane's in local. Hey.
Yeah, was stalling a little bit because I knew she was right around the corner.
Lovely. We'll just give her a second to catch up then.
And we
Carving.
are taking a bit time with this part, but I like that the winners get really visible, so it just on.
Yeah.
Trade something under the table. Here she comes, fresh
Here
from the
she
fields.
is.
So I got the butchery ones for you there, and Ben got the carver.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm putting in prices as we go. How about that? T96. Well, a new price arrived. Fantastic.
But not now.
Well, it is.
Well, that have to be for next year. We can't add new things.
So that's just me asking Mala to stick around for a screenie, and if she's able to hang around for 10 minutes, to stay a little bit longer so that we can also get her in the big one with all of the winners at the end. Ooh, where's she going? Where's she going? I don't think she read my message in local.
It's the streamer tax. You need to come and wave.
I've been putting it in local. That's it. Right. Do us the wave. There we go. Lovely. So that one's Mala done, and just in case she missed the earlier one as well. Wait, hang on. There we go. I'm just going to repeat that one just in case you missed the first one. Okay, cool. So that's Mala done, and we've got what, 2 left? Is that number 11? Let me scroll back up and check. Check.
Yeah, we are now in the part of the list where there are not too much differentiating.
Now they're getting close.
Yep. And many have similar points.
So that I see, so we've got a tie in position 12. So Miawara is the first of the 2, scoring 1,500 points. And Nalamara is the second.
Well, and now they are
Bickering about
They
who
are
gets to
now-
come up first.
Yeah, who's not gonna go first? That's fantastic.
Okay, so I think
Maybe they are
I
Brit.
think
No,
that
you
Nalamar's
first.
going to
No,
come
you
up.
first. No, you first. After you. Pardon, 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 pardon.
Now, we don't say pardon. We say excuse me, or I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me.
We apologize. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
We mostly say sorry, but occasionally we say it in other ways. Apologise for things that we haven't done, even before we've done them, and often apologise for things that other people have done to us.
So, did they...
We are rolling.
We are rolling.
Oh my
Fantastic.
goodness!
Fantastic. So, flip coin. Oh, do the roll.
I don't think /roll does it. It has to be random, doesn't it? Do you not have to random
Yeah,
pick a
random.
number, or can you just do roll?
You can do random. So we have a 46,
Okay, sorry.
and Nalimar has a 9.
Okay, so there you go. It has been decided by the randomizer. Also, I'm sorry, stream chat. I realise that I'm not actually also getting to keep such a close eye on what you guys are saying as well. I'm sort of like, I do keep glancing back, but because I'm also trying to actively pay attention to what's being announced in chat, I might be missing some stuff up there. So I'm very sorry if so. You appear to be talking about deeds at the moment. Oi, mate. Sorry, mate. So Miyawara's picked the rare pickaxe from the yellow list and the rare hatchet from the purple.
Oh,
Ooh, that's good to know. So random
that's
defaults
a
to 100
nice
if
one.
no number given. I did not know that.
A good pickaxe. Good thing we fixed that one up then, if someone wanted it. The rare pickaxe
Lovely.
with imbue.
With imbues.
This one
Oh,
is,
so it does.
is a beauty.
Oh, it's got a 106 and a 104 cast.
It's a beauty.
Nice. Very nice.
Slightly jealous. I don't think I've got any pickaxes with that kind of casts. No, I'm distracted by the fantastic work that someone has done, probably me. I didn't get the other one. Rare hatchet.
Rare hatchet.
But there's still 2 hatchets. Oh, wow. Which one?
So we'll do a screenie with Miyawara and Nalamar together since they were tied for this one. So we'll let Nalamar get their picks
So
as
they
well.
are almost identical. It's 4 points more.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
One with highest COC.
The highest COC.
Nice. And a rare moment that Mina steps on stream and I don't have room for a Mina button, but never mind. You're mostly only getting a tail anyway.
And now I need to write that name, who I'm never ever gonna be able to
Can
spell.
just copy name.
Yes, I'm working on it. Copy name. And the rare hatchet with 9093. No, 4, of course. I swear I'm literate.
While Bun's doing that, Myra's just asking Nalamar what they would like.
Yes, I am done. Have stroked them out. Recorded the names. I'm gonna need something to drink.
So we're just waiting for Nalamar to do her picks. And Nalamar has picked the Sparta PMK banners and flags and the ointment of tailoring. Very nice. That is indeed Mina correctly identified Ignatius.
So Delifan is running to get the Sparta stuff,
Yoke.
and he already got how do you say it? The tailoring thingy in his bucket.
The ointment of tailoring.
Oint. Sounds like a
Ointment.
pig's.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Oint.
Ointment of tailoring.
Nalimar.
Sparta.
Yeah, 2 banners, 2 flags. I think it is.
I see them.
If that's the one.
They were given to us by Sparta.
Well, there's nothing else Sparta going on, so it has to be.
The other Sparta
Okay.
stuff we managed to buy.
So we just need to get them both. Ooh, new egg, Robbie says. Yes, indeed. So we just need to get. Can somebody type? Because I can't get the cat in my arms. Can somebody just ask them to line up, face me, and do us a wave? And we'll try and get a screening. You never know. We might actually get them both waving at the same time. Maybe you need to do them a countdown.
Da 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 da. Victory!
Yeah, Tantail, this is Mina. I know, please. So just trading over the bits from Delifun, and then we'll get them to line up and do our screeny. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Just need Miyawara to turn around. There we go, lining up. Cat trying to chew my hair. Very helpful. Now, can we get them both waving in one shot? What do you reckon? Oh, they both did a head turn. In sync.
I can't even spell. 2. Are you ready? 1. And wave. No?
No, they're doing a character animation. Will they do it? 1. Oh, yes, we did. Well done. Very nice. First try as well. Woo! And there goes the cat.
Yes.
Okay, super.
Yes, I'm very good at counting. Very
Right.
good at speaking and typing. Fantastic.
Okay, so for the last one, we're just going to try and get a screen of all the winners all together. Now, chances of getting everybody waving together on this one, a little bit more slim, but perhaps if we do a countdown, we'll get as many as possible. And I will just hammer my screeny button to see what we get. I like that there's some nuggets in here as well.
So, where do we line up?
So I'm going to stay over here so people can line up. Line up this
I'm
way.
moving up, but let this be their
Yeah,
moment to shine.
yeah, of course. Of course.
So we're still missing some. Who are we
Yep.
missing?
Cherry is
There's Moomix.
shame slow walking over with her fantastic statue.
5, 6,
Well,
7, 8,
Salo?
9, 10. 3 more. We need 3 more.
Salo?
Shinzo is coming.
Salo is standing back there.
There's Shinzo. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Boki. Boki.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So are we missing 1 now?
Yeah, it's Salo.
Okay.
We could actually, since everyone else is here and he's AFK, we could turn around and line up around Salo.
If we could. All right, if Salo's AFK.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, okay. Right, can't see you there, Zalo. Go and find a spot.
With the banners, that's lovely.
Well, is this
There
a
we go. Made a space for
promotion
you.
for Panda or something?
Well, it might be. Okay, so somebody count them down to a wave.
Well, obviously not me.
We should tag Wilka in that picture and she can use it to promo.
running away. I'm not actually looking at, so... Somebody's got to do it in local, because I can't, because otherwise I won't be able to take the screeny. God damn it, one of you type. Just give him a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2.
No, in local, bun.
I'm doing
Oh my
local.
god. Okay. Hey, okay. We got quite a lot of them.
I am doing it in local.
Okay.
You're not having your UI on.
I know, because I can't screen you with my UI on.
Yes, and Nordlis is trying to be funny.
Right, get him to do one more. That one was all right, but maybe we can do better, and then we'll wrap it up. You can do it, Bun. You can do it.
3, 2, 1. Fantastic.
All right, nice lineup. Let's just make sure we got them all in there. We'll do them from a couple of angles, because why not? Look at them.
Because why not?
Because why not? Because they're right here. Okay, there we
And
go.
your computer must be filled to the brim with.
Oh, I've got billions of screenies. Okay. All done. All done. All done. Thank you. And huge congrats to all the winners and everybody who took part. Who was that? Moomix?
What's Moomix doing?
Spitting in my face.
What?
Moomix, get off my stream.
That's not very nice, is it?
Wow, Moomix. Misclick my arse. That's an entirely different menu and you know it. Mm.
Be nice, Moomix. We need her next year as well.
Yeah, and Pomona's calling for a cheer for the Impalong staff. Bine and Myra have done an amazing amount of work, but they have not done it alone. So there've been a lot of people putting in an awful lot of time to make this possible. And that's it for another year. What do we do now?
What do we do now?
Yes.
What
We
do
rest.
we do now?
Magnificent.
We rest.
Possibly fix some prizes. No?
Fix out surprises.
No surprises. No, the vouchers. If there's.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And-
So if anybody's got any, anybody had handed in any of their 90 QL vouchers that we're still
and
trying to take up the last
there's
of.
some stuff that not everyone can do, like jewelry smithing and so on.
And somebody also needs help finishing their NAR.
Oh yeah, the NAR.
So can deal with them too.
That would be a Myra job, I think, because my
Well done,
shipbuilding is
Nordleys.
not that much.
However, I'm going to, because I'm still streaming, I'm going to do the thing I promised. First of all, I'm going to go and check on my nest. And then before I wrap up the stream, what I am going to do is I'm just going to summon myself over to a start town and see if we can see any sign of bunnies hopping about, because we don't yet know if they've spawned for this year. So let's have a look. No, my nest has still not been visited by the Easter Bunny, and it has still got all 3 carrots in. Might take a while. But I was assured in CA Help that they on deed is valid. So so hopefully it's not that I've placed it in an inappropriate place. I think it's just
Myra's
taking a little
gonna
bit of
now
time.
knit socks for 3 weeks straight.
Oh, looking forward to have time to do some knitting again.
Yeah, good on Myra and Bun indeed, Ignatius. Right. Okay. Let me log on my portal priest. And just tell people in local that I'm just going to be stepping away for a little bit to look for bunnies before I wrap up the stream. And then I will be back here because all of my stuff is here. And because I suspect a lot of people are going to be packing up and going now, I want us to just say goodbye to the people who are going to have gone by the time I get back.
Yeah, I will be leaving your stream now.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on,
I think
Myra.
so too. My head is about to explode.
Yeah, and you've got other things you need to concentrate on now, so
I'm just gonna
So-
help
Makes good
until
sense.
get his snare ready for sailing.
Thank you for being such a fantastic promotion for DRF.
It's been
You're
really,
welcome.
really great to have a new entertainer with us.
I'm not sure I like being called an entertainer.
Well, you are. That's what we are.
But thank you both. This has been lovely.
Yeah, Noodle just
Take care.
realizes, I only own one horse, one speed horse.
We're gonna have to get some more stuff for his
we
wagon.
can get him.
It's a good thing he's from a family of horse breeders, huh?
Mm-hmm. See you, Crim.
Yes,
I'm
see ya.
gonna log off.
Take care, both of you. And I'm just gonna take the stream back over to Green Dog and have a look around over there. So let me just disconnect from the channel now that we no longer have Bun and Myra. Let's turn our adventuring buddy buttons off. And as we've now had the final event, I guess that one goes. But we can have our Easter one back. Albeit in a slightly weird position when it's not lined up with all of the others. Whatever. So, right, for those of you that I have still got on stream, I am now back and will be able to pay slightly closer attention to the stream chat. So thank you for bearing with me for that one. It's always nice to give those events good coverage at the end, but also it means that sort of like my attention's pulled even more places than it would normally be. If only there was somewhere to get 4 draft mules on Delhi. Exactly. Okay, so right. Move again. So right, I'm just doing myself a summon. And then we're going to go and see if we can see any bunnies. Just to confirm that there are in fact still bunnies around this year, which I mean I imagine that there are, but let's just make sure. So let's get RMS summoning. Thankfully I have also got a priest at the DRF, so I can just summon myself back afterwards. We'll go and have a look around, and if we can't see any around Green Dog, we can just hop through a portal and try somewhere else instead. See how we get on. Not that I have favourite start towns to go Easter egg hunting in or anything. And there's my summon coming in, so... Whew. Da-da-dum. Bam! We are now in Green Dog. Who would do that? Who would have favourite places to go Easter egg hunting, you mean? Right, okay, keep your peepers peeled, folks. We are looking for any signs of Easter bunnies spawning and bouncing around the countryside. Now, as I say, like, these normally become much more apparent once we're a day or two into the event, because they do slowly sort of spawn over time. I don't know if they also spawn across the map or if they only spawn from start towns, but certainly there always seems to be a concentration of them spawning out of start towns, so that's a fairly safe place to go looking. It may also be, I mean, because I've got quite high graphic settings on, it'll make them a little bit more difficult to spot than they would be on some lower graphic settings. But thankfully, because they bounce, they are a lot more visible than their eggs are generally. But we'll have a little wander around and see. Maybe we should have asked Pom while we were still in local with Pom. Maybe somebody, if Pom is still in local back at the event, maybe somebody ask her nicely if she can confirm whether there are or will indeed be bunnies bouncing around dropping eggs as well. Clearly the Easter Bunny has not yet visited my bunny nest, so maybe the bunny is busy. I mean, I'm also keeping an eye out for eggs, but likewise, because it normally takes a few days for there to start being like really a lot of eggs littering the place. Like you'll stumble across them on roads and things. Once the Easter bunnies have been out for a while. Is that? No, that's a marble statue of Titch. I just caught a flash of white and I was like, no. Nearly, but no. Thanks for asking me, Mix. I mean, we're going to go see if we can spot one. But if she's willing to give us an answer, it would be nice to know one way or the other if we are going to be getting them or not. Not seeing any bunnies scampering around here yet. Okay, so Pom says there should be some at the start towns. So as I said, it might be that because we are still quite early in the event, they only spawn sort of, you know, a few at a time. So as the days wear on, you tend to find there's more and more of them around. In my experience, Easter bunny spawns only last for 48 hours. So when one spawns, it will bounce around for about 2 days, distributing eggs before it dies, which means on day 3 of the event, that's when you will start finding Easter bunny corpses. And if you did not know, you can butcher Easter bunny corpses for a rabbit foot, which sounds like it should be like a charm or a special item in the game. Alas, it is not. It's actually a bunny paw, an Easter bunny paw, like any other animal paw, but with a slightly different name. So if you find dead bunnies everywhere, it wasn't me. They just keeled over. But we won't start seeing those until we're a few days into the event. Cool, yeah. So there will indeed be bunnies around the start towns again for this year. I seem to remember that last year they had a little bit of trouble where they were spawning quite readily on the Xanadu servers, but there didn't seem to be as many spawns on the small servers, and I think they tweaked something partway through the event maybe. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe it's just that people felt like there weren't really many around the smaller start towns. So if we can't catch a glimpse of any here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to portal across to Xanadu. It might be that they're more visible at Xanadu because although they all spawn at start towns, Xanadu being a bigger server probably has a higher rate of spawns. So that just might be why they appeared to be much more visible on Xanadu last year than they were in the smaller ones. But we'll have a good little look anyway, just in case we can spot one here. And if you are close enough to a bunny, when a bunny drops an egg, you also get a little event message that indicates that. But I think you have to be within sort of, probably I'd say 5 or 6 tiles. Whatever the range is that you can see other players' actions in the event window, I suspect it's probably the same for the bunny. But having spent some time actually chasing bunnies around the map, waiting for them to drop things, I've got to tell you that is not a very efficient way to be hunting for eggs, unless you are really, really dedicated, desperately trying to get a humongous egg before anybody else does. I would highly recommend, rather than following a bunny about, what you want to do is just give it a day or two and then go hunting, because there will be a lot of dropped eggs by that point. Whereas I think a bunny only drops one sort of, I can't remember if I tried to time it last year or not, but like maybe every 20 minutes, half an hour, a bunny drops an egg, which is why it takes a few days for these events to really ramp up properly, and why following a bunny around, as fun as it can be for like, you know, half an hour or an hour, doesn't actually, like, that's not a good way to get lots of eggs. So at the point that it stops being entertaining, if you're trying chasing bunnies, I would heartily recommend stopping. Don't wear yourself out. Just give it a couple of days and then go around having a look for eggs, and you will also see by that point probably many, many more bunnies bouncing around. But like I said, what I might try and do is for next week's stream, because we will still be in the event, but towards the end of the event, there will be a lot more eggs down on the ground to find then. And so I might do a sort of an Easter egg hunting special with a bit of an update on the things that we've learned since about what you get, like how the Easter event works, what does and doesn't work, but also like tips and tricks for going and finding Easter eggs, if that is your jam and you quite fancy doing a little bit of kind of Easter treasure hunting. Okay. I mean, so I'm not seeing any bunnies in range, but I could be a bit of a one-trick pony. I'm kind of tempted to save it for a start down on Xanadu, though, rather than do it here. So I'm going to hop through a portal. And if we can't spot any on a Xanadu one either, I can do a one get info, which should tell me about all of the creatures within a certain range of me. It's a little bit like Avin's reveal creatures. I often, in fact, once again, I had until a few days ago, I was carrying around my bag of runes, which included some reveal creatures runes. Except that I was like, you know what, in practice, I don't really need to be carrying around all of these runes. So, of course, I dropped it into an LMC when I was clearing out my inventory for this Impalong and Sod's Law. That's the second time something that I've only just put down I finally have a use for again. Oh, that's a Spirit Templar, but it nearly fooled me. Right, okay. Let's pick a Xanadu start town to go to. So, Robbie, you're saying the drop rate for eggs seems to be higher. Is that from foraging? Yeah, okay, so from foraging, botanizing. That's good to know. And apparently from foraging and botanizing, you can get new eggs, and I guess that's what you were messaging me about, because somebody said you can, you don't just get them from the Easter Bunny, but you can also get them from foraging. Still no basket, though. You don't get your basket by foraging, or do you mean nothing in your basket? Like, I've had carrots in mine for an hour or so, but I've also got alts back home that I put carrots in their baskets, and they hadn't got any just before I started streaming. So I gather some people have been getting them within minutes. Some people have been getting them maybe by coincidence or maybe by design. When they relog, they've come back to find them in their baskets. And but for some people, it's been taking hours, which means to get multiples with carrots in your basket seems to be quite a lot down to RNG, and some people might manage to get a lot more that way than others. We'll find out, I guess, as the days wear on. So, good places to go and look. Let's try... The trouble is, I think there's now a whole load, a big cluster of deeds around Summerholt that weren't there before, which makes it a little bit tricky. But ideally, I want somewhere that's got a nice wanderable place nearby. Whitefay is not terribly good for it because it's all thick woodlands. Vrock is okay because you don't tend to find bunnies shooting up mountainsides, and Vrock's got like mountainsides on two sides. Maybe we should try that. Hello, Sam. How you doing? We have just wrapped up the closing ceremony at the DRF, and now I am portal hopping, going in search of Easter bunnies at start towns, because we've been told that they should be there, but they spawn slowly over time, so there won't be many at the beginning of the event, but we're just trying to find some evidence that they are in fact out there. So I'm looking around. You saw one up a mountain on release, Madoon. See, that's unusual in my experience, but I mean, it depends on the slope, but bunnies won't cross water, so you'll often find they get stuck around the edges of water, but also they often tend to bounce off large slopes more often than they go up them. So I don't think it's that they can't, it's just you often find them sort of like funneled into sort of like little valleys and things where a cluster of them end up sort of congregating. Now, it's also possible that if, for example, depending on what the spawn rate is, like maybe if every start town spawns, say, a bunny an hour, this event has only been up for for not even quite 12 hours. So that might mean 12 bunnies all gone shooting off in different directions. Like, I can see why they would be harder to find towards the start of an event. But I mean, that's just me plucking a number out of the air. I don't actually know how frequently the bunnies spawn. I just know that they really start to ramp up after a day or so. The foraging nodes were in last year's event, Mumix. Yeah, you could get them last year. That's what Robbie's saying, because Robbie does a lot of foraging and botany. Robbie reckons the drop rate has been increased this year from botany and foraging. So I'm just pausing a minute because bunnies will also stop and wait for a little bit before they animate and bounce on. So I'm just sort of sometimes you miss them if you're looking for movement where they've just paused, because they will hoppity hoppity hop for a bit and then they will stop and sometimes just sort of turn around, twitch for a little bit before they carry on. But the reason that I've picked rock is because because it's got mountains on effectively sort of one and a half sides, and even though they don't, you're getting good ones from foraging botany as well, Ignatius. That's good. That's good, because I think especially given the RNG rate on the getting eggs in your basket seems to be very varied, it's nice to know that there are going to be other more reliable ways for people to get their eggs for the year. If they've been sat around waiting for ages for the bunny to come and get their carrots, at least they could go and do a bit of botany foraging and get some decent results from that one. But yeah, the reason that I picked Rock's Landing is because with the mountain on that side, firstly, in my experience, bunnies don't, as I said, tend to go up mountains much, but even if they do, you've got really clear view up there, and I've got very long render distance on creatures. So you can check one whole side quite easily. But at Vrock, most of the bunnies, in my experience, end up coming bouncing down this way and then fanning out sort of across all of these fields between here and the puzzle labyrinth and beyond. So that's why I've picked this one, because it gives me a slightly more narrow range to search within, where I think the bunnies are most likely to have ended up. And I'm not seeing any yet, but as I say, there may only be a few of them out and hopping so far. Slow walking my way across some clay. If anybody thinks they've spotted one, though, shout or put up a noisy channel emote or something, because, you know, it's always stuff that I miss doing this. Not seeing any around there. Keep having a quick look around, and if I can't see anything, I'm going to go a little over this way, a little bit towards Puzzle Labyrinth, where the ground flattens out a little bit. But if I can't find any there, I'm going to plant myself somewhere, and I'm going to just do that get info on the tile and see if that's pulling up anything in range as a bit of a sort of a one-shot attempt to find bunnies. That bear's going to engage me, so I suppose I might as well engage it first. Oh, it's only young as well. Sorry, bear. It would probably help if I had my axe equipped, though, wouldn't it? You're too busy sailing home to watch. Sorry, Madoon. That's all right. I'll allow that. God, this is being slow to catch up. There we go. But while I'm fighting that, I might as well... oh, and there it goes. Just going to say I might as well just keep an eye out for bunnies on the hillsides. What can we see? What can we see? I will also keep an eye on event, because sometimes I don't see the bunnies, but they do an event eligible action, I suppose, close enough to me, and that's how I realise there's one close by. Almost back to not poor Mumix. Hello, Wendell. Hello, Wendell. So you've caught us towards the end of a stream. We've just had the DRF closing ceremony, and before that I made my bunny nest for this year, set it down, laced it with carrots. We discovered some interesting things about those, which we don't know whether or not are as intended. But I'm going to go back and check on that again just before we wrap up. But as the DRF has officially finished now, although there are still some very, very lovely people doing some last-minute imps, I've just portaled over to Xanadu to see if we can spot any Easter bunnies bouncing around yet. You're at the DRF. I have streamed a lot this weekend. Wait, have you been at the DRF this whole time, Wendell? I'm so confused. Wait, which tune is yours? I thought I knew this one, right? I'm so confused. Oh. Who's your tune, Wendell? Oh my goodness, look at all of those. Oh, yeah, you know what? I had actually. Oh, well, I don't think I've seen you talking in local, I suppose, but I have seen your name on things, so I should have clocked that. I should have clocked that. Well, there you go then. Yeah, we've got a nice wind to go home in, and it's been holding most of the day. Actually, I sailed one of my alts back from the DRF earlier, with a gale behind me, which was very, very welcome. There's nothing quite as frustrating as reaching the end of an event, tired, ready to pack up and go home, and then then finding you've got a light breeze to contend with before you can log off. That's all right, Wendell. A lot of people don't. And a lot of people have sort of like variations on their in-character name where they made their Wurm tune at a different point than they made their Twitch one. But I was sure that I knew your character name, and then you sort of like, you made me kind of like, have I forgotten it? Have I got the wrong one? But yeah, if it's a light wind, you're just going to stay at Buns. Don't blame you. This is why I have the privilege of portal priests. Okay. So I've got one more place I'm going to try where it's flattish and we'll get a better long distance view. Yeah, you can change your name on Twitch. Can't change your name. Can't change your name in Wurm though. So people tend to change their Twitch names rather than their Wurm if they want them to align. But a lot of people just don't. I only made my Twitch account a few years ago because I wanted to watch Wurm streams from other people. So mine was Crimson Earth on Twitch for years, but it's about the only social platform that I wasn't the original Crimson Earth on, whereas I've got it without any numbers or extra bits on most of the other platforms that I cared about, which meant that when I changed over to streaming, instead I changed my Twitch name at that point away from Crimson Earth, whatever number it was, over to Crim's Coterie, when I was picking my sort of Twitch channel name. Keep Wendell Pig. There's nothing wrong with it. You might just have to periodically remember poor grasshopper brains like me when we can't remember your in-character tune name. I do get it all the time though, and as a Twitch streamer, sometimes it's really quite tricky. Like sometimes there'll be people who'll be coming and talking in my chat for ages, and then I ask them like where they're based in game or what their character name is, and they're like, it's me, and they'll tell me their character name, and I'm like, how was I meant to know? How was I meant to know? I realise that I've got people that I actually know quite well who've been in my streams for a while, as in knowing game, but just hadn't connected up the two. See, not getting any kind of bunny event things happening here, and I'm not seeing any little hoppers yet. But I'm going to wrap back round that road, go back on myself, and then I'm going to try. We were in the last few days of autumn as well, so anybody who's looking for white dotted flowers to build a temple still, while you're out foraging and botanising, now's the time to look for them, because we're going to be hitting snow season soon, which is obviously terrible for white dotted flowers, but good for eggs. So likewise, if you're going out egg hunting and you're finding it frustrating, give it a couple of days because the season's about to change, and hopefully that will make it easier. Still no signs of bunnies. Where are you at, Easter bunnies? Where are you at? I'd laugh if I spend an hour hunting for Easter bunnies on stream on day one of the event, and then we get a patch note tomorrow that being like, fixing bunny spawns, who were apparently not spawning. It's always possible though. As I say, I suspect it's more just that they're out there, but they're sparse at the moment. So is Wendell Pig from something? Wendell, should I know? Like, should that be a thing that I recognise from something else? Bunnies. That's the unicorn again. Bunnies. You just had a moment of inspiration. Robbie, have you always been Robbie Crusoe in your internet handles? Is that one that you've had for a long, long time? I mean, obviously you had it for as long as you've been worming, which is a long old time. I'm always interested in how and where people get or pick or end up with their kind of their internet names. Peppa Pig was too well known. Just since she started playing on release. Oh. Wild bison. Still no bun-buns. Still no bun-buns. Where are the bunnies? Where are the bunnies? Right, I'm going to have to go and do my trick and see if that throws anything useful up in terms of information that we can follow. But otherwise, I think we may have to save our bunny hunt for next week. And I will pop back to the DRF, check on my nest. And if the bunny has not yet visited, I suppose pack it up and take it home in a bit. Although actually what I will probably do is take my main Gnar home on Eshri, my faux priest, who has been at the DRF with me all weekend because that's the only way that I managed to get animals. And hopefully Calvert will be able to log on at some point later today and we'll take the pug boat back to Exodus. You've used Raspberry Ruffle ever since you used it in an Animal Crossing game. Cute. Cute. I adopted Crimson Earth as my kind of online handle sometime in my late teens, I think. I'm not going to tell you what I switched away from before that because it was kind of embarrassing. In fact, Calvin and I had a conversation about that the first day that we struck up our friendship. We were talking about names and where they come from. But so I have been like Crimson Earth has been sort of like my staple kind of online avatar name or whatever for yikes, like 20 years or more now. No buns, no buns. Where are the buns? Wait, hang on. That's the Frock Landing excavation site. Okay, maybe I just need to carry on through this way. Yeah, I had a few different names for Live Journal. I had a Crimson Earth Live Journal. I think my Dead Journal, which I had before a Live Journal, was in my old avatar name. And I think when I switched over to Live Journal, I had just switched over to the Crimson Earth one. And as most teens do, I think I probably went through quite a few different sort of names or identities during my teens while I was figuring stuff out. Sam, yours came from soccer coach in 7th grade. Oh, I see. So he's the one that gave you the Lord of the Rings Hobbit reference, the Tolkien reference. That's cute. I know a few people from scouting families, and in scouts you tend to get given nicknames as well. And I always wonder how many of them end up using those nicknames as their kind of their principal names on the internet as well. Right, hang on, let me just find my way back up to Rock Landing, which I think is this way. Yeah. And then I will do my get info. I did have a Dead Journal first. Well, I think it used to be that Live Journal was invite only, but Dead Journal was open to everybody. So we all started on Dead Journal, and then when Live Journal became more accessible, like when they got rid of the invite only bit, we all moved across to Live Journal. I think that was why. So yeah, we all started on Dead Journal first, then we went across to Live Journal. Still no buttons. No buns. No wonder nobody's managed to spot him yet. You hadn't even seen Lord of the Rings at the time. I have said on several occasions that if I had realised just how big a part of my life Wurm would be and how long I would be playing it, I would have probably picked an actual, like a person name rather than just an internet handle when I first made my character here. Because for pretty much any other game, like I tend to pick a character name. But when I was genning this one up, I don't know, maybe it was just so I was recognisable to the other people I knew that played the game or whatever. But I went with this one, and obviously it's all right, but it's not actually like a person's name, so it feels like a little bit of a weird one. Oh, we're gonna have to fight a troll. Let's just get my stamina back. It's a donkey over there. Just making sure I can't see any little hoppers here before I go and engage this one. Taro's the only name based on something, so what's that based on? Well, no, I suppose not, but you know what I mean, like they sound more like, even if they were like fantasy names, like it sounds like a name as opposed to mine, which is actually now, I think there is now a game called Crimson Earth, right? Because for years and years, if I typed that into Google or something, I basically found me or nothing, and now I find a whole bunch of like things to do with something else entirely. So I think somebody then made a Crimson Earth game years after I'd started using it, which has made it easier for me to lurk unnoticed on Google. So Tara Newell is a combination of two characters from Jane Fenn's books. Nice. Zalo, where is yours from? And Tantale, you're into fantasy stories and elves in particular, and you tried all of the elf-style names on RuneScape. I see you went for what you called your chicken in Harvest Moon. Nice. I like that. I like that. She's the best author. She feeds me biscuits. Okay. Do I take it this is an author you know, or is there something there that I'm... is there a pun or something there that I'm missing? Elf names can be a bit tricksy. Still not seeing no buns. Ah, yeah, okay. So someone that you've met several times. Zalo, what about you? Where did Zalo come from? If I'm even pronouncing it right. I mean, this is the other trouble with being a streamer, right? It forces you for the first time to say people's names out loud, and then you realise sometimes, or not till you've been saying them that way for years on stream, that you've been doing them all wrong. Like Sidereal, for example, who I didn't realise was Sidereal till much, much later. I think we discovered that partway through one of Calvert's streams, in fact, before I started streaming. But I do quite like being corrected when I'm getting people's names wrong, so I encourage them to do it. Right. Okay, no sign of bunnies. I'm going to try a one-shot. Yours comes from a random name you picked out for Guild Wars 1 with your friends. Ah, there's a post on Wurm forums. Yeah, if you find it, post the link in. I'd like to see that. I also like I'm weirdly fascinated by things like, I mean, it's been dead for a while now, but there's a forum post somewhere buried on the forums of like real life people behind their game tunes and things with pictures and stuff. And I always enjoy things like that because it's weird with a game that you play as long as this and people that you end up knowing as long as this. In a way, it's sort of like there's a weird cognitive disconnect in my head where there's people that I have been either friends with or at least kind of, you know, fond acquaintances with for a long time, and I still, like, I have no picture of them in my head, and that feels really, really strange to me, and I always really like when I can actually finally put a face to somebody. It makes a whole big difference for my brain. So, what are we doing? Get info. No hostile creatures below ground. Have we got any signs at all of an Easter bunny above ground? No, we don't. No, we don't. I see Calvert's just logged on. So he's back at the DRF. So there's no bunnies within range of where I am at the moment. Maybe we'll just have to give it a couple of days and see if it's a patchable thing or if it's just that they haven't yet spawned that many. So I'm going to take myself back to a portal. And if I log my portal priest off and log Eshri back on, I can summon myself back to the DRF and just take one last look at my bunny nest, just in case it's had a visit. Don't spoiler it for me if you're a local. I don't want the disappointment till I get there and see it for myself. Hello, Calvert. We are just gonna get to a place where we're wrapping up the stream. We've done the closing ceremony, and I've just portaled over to Zandu. We were in search of Easter bunnies, which are apparently should be spawning around start towns, but nobody has yet managed to find them. I don't think. Willow says they should be spawning, but we've gone looking. We haven't managed to find one here, so I'm about to portal myself back and wrap up the stream. But I want to take one last look in my Easter bunny nest to see if she's swapped out my carrot for an egg before I finish the stream. So let's get Eshri logged in. And then I figured that you and I, Calvert, we probably want to be sailing back in the pug boat. I've already taken one of my bigger boats back, and I'll get Eshri sailing my remaining gnar back with a couple of creatures in it from the last spawns of the day. So, still got 56 people in local at the DRF though, so, you know, I think there's still a lot of last imps and wrapping up being done. Bit of an after party. All right, so there's Eshri. Let's get her summoning. And while she summons, I'm just going to step back through this portal. Whoop. Straight past it. You found it, Zalo. Nice. It's down in the ship imping cave, but I'll be back there in a minute, Calvert, so I will come and find you just as soon as I've wrapped this up. I put it down there in the hopes that a ship imper would find it before the event finished, but alas, I don't think they have. So bear with me a minute, and I will. I'll be back with you. I'll take you down to the ship imping cave where the pug is. Here we go. I think I got it to like 56 or something. But that was about as high as I could manage with my shipbuilding. But I think we're going to take it home quite shortly anyway. So don't worry about it for now. But thank you all the same, Ruffle. Right. Where's my nest? There's my nest. No eggs. God damn it, bunny. Where's my eggs? You can imp it just past 60. Well, I mean, what we're probably going to do is go and put it right back on Calvert's pool, where at least on Deed it's not going to take any damage for a while. Maybe we'll give it a run out to another Impalong at some point in future and see if we can get it tinked up more than that, but it should be all right as it is. Tantail, though, would like an imp on their sailboat, if you're offering. Okay, right, so Bunny has not yet visited my nest. Where are you, Calvert? You still up in the restaurant? I suppose I could do with eating and drinking something. Hooves. The nest is a container you can put the carrot in. Was that answering a question somewhere? Yeah, it's got carrots in. See? So that's the container with the carrots in. We're just waiting to see if a bunny comes and gets something for it. However, we put 3 carrots on it earlier, and just in case it makes a difference, I am going to take 2 back out because you're not supposed to be able to put 3 in. We just figured out how. You're hiding. Where are you hiding? Are you back under a table? Are you hiding the exact same place you were before, or have you actually gone in stealth mode, you sod? Final bit, you're not hiding at all. Look at you. And he logs back in after the event is done. didn't get my nice slap sound either. I needed to wait just like a second longer after the Ruffle, actually, well, no, I think I used most of my Impalong in the end. Okay, right. So I'm going to wrap up the stream there, folks, so that we can pack up our stuff and take the pug boat back to Exodus to carry on with our stuff there. It has been lovely hanging out with you all this weekend. Thank you for all coming and being supportive, both at the actual event and also for the streams, because we've had a lot of fun. And I will be back next Saturday, as I said, probably trying to do something Easter related, maybe showing you all of my tips and tricks for finding all of the Easter eggs. And hopefully by then we will know a little bit more about the do's and don'ts of making this Easter event work for you. And hopefully Calvin and I will also be back on his channel on Friday. We don't yet know what we're going to be doing, but hopefully we'll get to see some of you then. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Easter weekend. And for those of you that get a day off or a bank holiday tomorrow or whatever, hopefully a day of rest after all of this. So let's switch over to that. And now that there is no longer a event schedule to post, we are back to my usual cooldowns with Markets of Wurm. And as I was just nearby Green Dog, and the Green Dog Tiny Market is in part populated by some of the staffers who made this event possible. If you are going home via a portal, heartily recommend you go and visit the GD Tiny Market just outside of Green Dog and have a peek there before you go. Take care, everybody, and happy Easter.